JackoWackoVegan, no longer vegan. Stopped at about the 7-minute 50 mark last time. Just want to watch the video with you and stop when I feel like I have something to say. If you haven't seen the first part, you can check that out.
Unhealthy vegan diet for a large amount of his life, you're naturally going to worry, especially when you start experience minor health issues, okay? Now, I don't necessarily want to make this whole video about health because it really isn't, but this is part of the story. So you best fucking stay tuned, son, all right? And listen up, listen closely. So I was worried about my son's health. Like, you know, to me, it appeared he always had a large abdomen, but he was also very skinny. You know, he looked like a fucking one of them African kids off the advert. You know, donate fucking £2 and you save a fucking African, son. It was like I don't know. I think I was paranoid. I spoke to my mum about it. Sometimes I felt like he had dark patches under his eyes. I might have been paranoid about his health. I think he's fine. I spoke to my mum about it, and she said if she thought there was any issues with his health, she would have been the first to say something. So, and Harvey was actually born a meat eater. He obviously was breastfed. He consumed meat, cheese, milk and eggs for a year and a half, 2 years. So, I'm also not saying veganism fucked his health up, but this is just the beginning of the story.
I actually don't understand this part because he talks about how he got with his partner because, you know, what drew them together was they were both vegan. So I'm sure there's some backstory here, but was he born vegan or born a meat eater? And if he was the child of two vegans, why would he have been a meat eater? There's definitely something strange. I don't know, but you know, I'm sure there's a good explanation for this. One of my 4-year-old son now, he was born to two people who were going plant-based. So when he was young and starting on his solids, he would have things. He would have whatever his grandparents were having, or whatever the nursery who were looking after him for the day the daycare would give him. It wasn't until we actually went vegan properly that we got him vegan. But he's fine. I mean, he's just, you know, he's just a normal kid. There's not really anything unusual about him. So it's normal for parents to be worried about their kids, and like he says, the people around him have said that he's got nothing to worry about, and that, yeah, he is probably just being paranoid, which is perfectly normal for any parent, to be honest.
So, Harvey's also not vegan anymore, okay? And that one I definitely don't give a fuck about, okay? And my reason behind that...
This also throws me as well, is that his partner is still vegan and it's nearly broke their relationship up. I don't quite know how he's managed to swing that his son shouldn't be vegan either. I honestly don't see how his partner would be okay with that. I really feel for this situation, because how does a family survive that kind of divergence in basic principles? I honestly don't know. I mean, that would really, you know, destroy a family who are committed to we care, so we're not going to harm animals. So, you know, this is I can't imagine the debates and arguments and all the fighting that must have gone on over this.
I feel like I'm experimenting on my child with veganism. Like, I really do. Like, are there actually any fully grown adults out there now living that were raised vegan from infancy or from birth?
Yes, lots of them. There are generations of vegans, and this is why all the health and dietetic associations are so certain that veganism is for everybody, all stages of life, all lifestyles. There isn't really anybody who can't be vegan if they just look after their basic health needs, which frankly everybody on earth needs to look after their basic health needs. So there is plenty of people about. There are actually some vegan sort of celebrities, if you like. that are vegan from birth, and it's not an experiment on your child. It's just raising your child in line with your values, and every child is going to have a different kind of upbringing to the ones before them because culture moves on. I mean, right now, I look at my son on a tablet playing games, and I wonder if that's going to have any long-term consequences. But we don't know. We have no clue. I mean, how many generations have had the internet? None. We're in the first one now. So all of these things are experiments. All these things like processed foods, and some of the processed foods aren't actually bad. Some of them are fine. Some of them are great. It's just most processed foods aren't. So you don't actually know the long-term consequences of anything you do with your kid as a parent, whether it be medication, whether it be diet, whether it be technology, whether it's even clothing, for God's sake, transport. You've no idea. I mean, people, when the car was first invented, people thought that you die when you went past 30 miles an hour. So you don't know. But the evidence so far, which is all we can go on, is that it's fine for everybody. And we do know that the evidence of someone on an omnivorous diet is you're going to get heart attacks, strokes, diabetes, various forms of cancer, dementia, uh, diabetes, IBD, obesity, cataracts, all sorts of things. So the rates are all lower in vegans, and this has been studied for a very, very long time. People are obsessed with what must be wrong with vegans because they're vegan, and all they're really finding is their assumptions are wrong, and that could change. But like I say, all you can go is the evidence you've got now. Until then, you stay the course. And frankly, when I was first going vegan, if I hadn't thought it was good for me and good for my family, I don't know if I would have done it. I honestly don't think I would have. I don't know. I don't think I would have. But now I am a vegan. If somebody said to me, actually, we have the weight of evidence these days that you need some kind of animal products in your diet, I'd be like, right, okay, so what? There must be some other ways. Like, is there a medication? Is there a supplement? Is there some way I can do this without causing any harm? And if it's not in, say, the form of a supplement, then is it something? What is the least amount of harm I can do? Because that is what veganism is surviving yourself while causing the least amount of harm. So fortunately, the weight of evidence is we don't need any animal products. And I'm going to go with the weight of evidence.
I know that's anecdotal, but honestly, I know veganism's been about like 100 years, but it really is a new thing. And I'm not willing to risk my son's health anymore, okay, for an ethical belief.
It's funny he says about 100 years. Ooh. It's funny he says about 100 years because it's actually been hundreds or even thousands of years in various cultures because of their beliefs.
There's still a shit ton more to come to the story, so stay tuned. I'm trying not to ramble, I really am, but this is extremely difficult for me to talk about. You have no fucking idea. You have no fucking idea how difficult this is for me to talk about, okay? Now let's breathe for a second, let's get some water.
I'm going to call it. At this point, we'll pick up in the next part.